Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Avalon Yarns, and this is Princess Anne Superhero Cakes. Right now we're going to go through our templates and why they're so necessary and so important to use to have a plan. And some of the things you're going to need for this is a ruler, Sharpie or a pen, scissors, and tape. Really simple. And then of course your templates. So here are our chibi cakes. Really, really cute princess and superhero. Imagine all the characters you can make with these. A few things I want to tell you about the chibi style is her head really takes up half of the height of this whole cake. So that's one of the main reasons why we really want a template for this, because it's such a different type of style. It's not anything close to reality. So we really want to use our templates to help guide us through this. It also really just helps with the carving process. And when it comes to having these nice color templates, we can actually plan really, really well. So what I'll do is I will go through and I will write MC for modeling chocolate on the blue, on the red, on the black. You know, anything that I want modeling chocolate, I'll go through and I'll write that out. So that really helps me plan. So I'll go through MC, MC. So anything that I really want to be rigid and to stand on its own, I'm going to make out of modeling chocolate. So I'm doing modeling chocolate for his body, for his cape, for his mask, and then for his hair I'm going to do fondant. So I'll put an F, a little F on his face because he's got skin tone face, obviously. And then we're going to do wafer paper on the star. So I've gone through and I've marked all my colors. And now on this side here, I'm going to go ahead and list all the colors that I'm going to make. And that will really, really, really help if I have all these to look at all the time and I know what I need to make beforehand instead of making it as you go. I can't tell you how many times I've started a cake and not had a plan, and it's taken me twice as long, and it's been such a headache because I'm making things as I go, going backwards and redoing things because I didn't do them right because I didn't really thoroughly think it through. So we've got ivory fondant, we've got black fondant, we've got red modeling chocolate. So I'm just going to list all those out, and as you can see, I've already made all of them. This is all of our modeling chocolate and our fondant that we're going to need for these projects. Don't forget your baseboard. That's not really in your sketch, so try to remember that however you want to decorate your baseboard. As you can see, these guys have so many different features too. We've got different eyes, so different chibi eyes. They come in so many different styles, so I'm doing two different ones here. This guy's a little bit more simpler in the face, and she's a little bit more, not realistic, but she has more features, and she's a little prettier, obviously. She's a princess. He's also standing on one leg, so you can see that he really looks like he's gonna topple over when you look at him, and that really gives that wow factor that you're looking for. So that's one really cool aspect about him. Always keep in mind that you can make these into your own fun characters. One that I thought would be really fun is a ballerina, you know, one-footed ballerina. You can do some ninja, you can do all kinds of fun stuff. So the modeling chocolate and the fondant recipes are all in your downloadable material, the quantities you'll need, all of that, along with your templates. The templates are very necessary for this project. So I will kind of give a little walkthrough of what we have here. I've already cut out and laminated the princess. This is our princess. She has no hair. I know she looks a little strange, but for the carving process, we don't want any hair on her to get in the way of the shape of the head that we're trying to get. So you can see there's a dotted line across the face. That is actually where your board is going to be. And there are secondary templates that illustrate this for you. So if you ever need to go back and look at your blueprint, this is your blueprint. So you have another line here at the waist and another line here underneath the neck. And you want to measure each of those lines. So what I'll do is I'll take my handy-dandy ruler and I will measure the space between the baseboard and the first dotted line, and that's where our cake board is going to start. So that is 7.5 inches. And we're going to do from the neck down, which is 6 inches. And I just write this directly onto the template. I find that much easier. And then from the waist down, which is 4 inches. All convenient. So there you go. It's the same thing with the superhero. You're gonna do the exact same thing. You've got the neck, you've got the middle of the face. So between these two lines is actually gonna be Rice Krispie treat. So you'll see that as we go into the next lesson. And then you're gonna do just the neck on this guy. You don't need a waist. And we will have armature on him also. So there's also a few other things in the template. We've got the face mask. We've got the eyes. And then we've got our little logo. And one of the things I want you to notice is that these eyes right here are actually smaller in size than the eyes on the template. And we're actually gonna cut these a little closer to the edge. But they're smaller because what happens when we make this guy, and we're gonna use this template to cut the cake out, and then we add fondant to that. So it adds a little bit of inch room here. It adds a little bit of fondant, so you're gonna be putting a smaller eye in that place. So that's why you have two sizes of eyes. And you wanna use the secondary eyes. We also have that for the princess. So what I'm gonna do real quick is show you the poor man's lamination, as Mike McCary calls it. This is just using tape. I used to do this to my art projects when I was a kid because I wanted to save them forever. So you're just gonna use tape, and you're just gonna cover the portions that you need. And this just protects your template from, too much chocolate or water or anything that might get on it and ruin it as you go. And if you wanna use this later for another cake, you can also do that. So you just wanna cover you don't have to cover it from edge to edge, you just wanna cover your images. I have so many of these laying around my house now from past projects, and they always come in handy because once you make an awesome cake, someone's always gonna come back and want that cake again. So you'll be prepared. All right. All right, and we're almost done. Now at this point, we're just gonna cut around the eyes and the tiara. And you actually, for the eyes on the girl, you just need to cut around the actual eyeball. So leave those eyelashes out of it. You're gonna go up and around this white line and just cut out her eyeball. And you will see why when we get to the face. You got an eyeball, all ready to go. Now go ahead and cut out the rest of your pieces. I've already done that with the superhero, as you can see. The templates that we do have in the downloadable course materials are already sized. They're sized for about 16 to 24 servings, depending on how large you cut your slices. So that's all up to you. Now, if you want to go up or down in size, I'm actually going to show you how to do that on our computer and how to work with a little different customizable characters and how you can change up your characters to make them really perfect for you and your event. I pulled out my computer and I'm going to show you how to size up and size down really quickly and easily. I'm using PowerPoint, and I'm using PowerPoint because most people have PowerPoint on their computers. So I've opened the program up. I'm actually going to zoom out to about 50%. Going to go up here to Insert, down to Picture, and we're going to bring that Princess Template PNG file in. That is an image file, and it'll be perfect. So what we're going to do is you hold down your Shift key and you extend. Holding down the Shift key keeps everything in proportion, so you're not going to actually make her fat or shorter or anything like that, so that really helps. And anything that's in this white box over here on the left is what's going to print. So you move your image up and down, and you'll print that, and then you'll print a portion of her head, and then you'll print a portion of her body, and so on and so on. And then once you print them out, you'll actually puzzle them together with your tape. So really simple on that end. Now if you want to size her up and down to a different size, She's actually already sized for an 8-inch cake. So if we double click on her, you can go up to the size, and the width is what we're gonna wanna change. So let's say we wanna do a 12-inch cake. Change it to 12 inches. It automatically changes the height for you. Push OK. And she's sized to a 12-inch cake. So let's say we want to go even bigger. Let's say we want to do 16 inches, okay? Now that is a massive cake, may I add. You are going to serve a ton of people with this, and you're going to have one big head. So you would print off this portion of the head, and then this portion, and then this portion, and you would just bring all those together like a puzzle when you're all done. And you've got your whole template. And that's how you can size them up and down. Now, if you wanted to change her up a little bit, you can bring her into an Illustrator program or a paint program, and you can make her a ballerina or anything else you want to do with her or your superhero. You can also print them out and do your own little sketches over with the Sharpie or anything like that. You probably want to use this just so you can have the proportions of the head and that tiny little body. And as you can see, this massive template is not an entire size of a piece of paper. This is a regular printer paper. Now, if you wanted to go to a Kinko's, you could get the whole thing printed out. But this is just a way to do it at home and not have to deal with that. So I've actually pieced her together. She's 2 pieces of paper pieced together. And you can do that as big as you want. It can become quite a project if you go really massive. So now if you wanted to do your own chibi character, you can use this template in your Paint Shop or your Illustrator, or whatever program you want to use, or your PowerPoint. You can size it up, print her out, and then you can just Sharpie on or change the features how you like, keeping those true proportions. And that's why this really helps, is keeping those proportions that are very important with this character. Okay? So that's how you create your templates. If you have any questions at all, you can definitely get a hold of me down there in that discussion forum, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Now, in the next lesson, I'm going to teach you how to make a really sturdy structure to keep this massive head from falling over. All right, see you there.